Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Celeste de la Cabra, and today I wanted to talk about my flash sale pickups from the most recent Criterion Collection website sale. So as you know, probably, the Criterion Collection does a 50% off sale on their website biannually, usually in February and October, but this year it was delayed until early March. So I've gone ahead and taken them out of the box already to save myself the embarrassment of opening a box on camera. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 titles to show today. 3 of them are 4Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are regular Blu-rays, and then we have 1 Blu-ray box set. So I'm going to go through the 4Ks first. So first up, from director Jane Campion, this is spine number 1110. This is the 4K UHD Blu-ray combo edition of The Piano. I've never seen this film before, but I'm excited to give it a first-time watch in the Criterion format. I have seen Bright Star and In the Cut from her filmography, and I really enjoyed both of those. So we'll see how this one goes, recent award season controversy aside. Now, the next one up is The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, 4K UHD set, spine number 711. Now, this would be an upgrade for me because I had the previous dual format edition, and I actually bought it about a month before they announced this. So that was unfortunate for me, but I went ahead and sold my copy on eBay, and I'm excited to give this new 4K edition a watch. I have seen the film before. It's wonderful. It's very funny. It's unique, and I think it's under the radar for a lot of Beatles fans. So if you're a fan of the Beatles, if you're a fan of maybe screwball comedy is a good way to describe it. Comedy in general, you should check it out. And finally, for the 4Ks, we have the 4K UHD edition of The Red Shoes. This is an early one coming in at spine number 44. It is directed by Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. Now, perhaps ashamedly, perhaps surprisingly, I have never seen this film, but what better way to first experience it than on a Criterion UHD? And that actually takes me to UHD completion in terms of my Criterion collection. I kind of low-key want to have all the Blu-rays, but that is a bit of a expensive and, let's call it, ambitious endeavor. But since I started from the beginning, I can successfully collect all of the 4Ks. So I have behind me Uncut Gems, Citizen Kane, Menace to Society, and Mulholland Drive. I don't know how well you could see that, but I promise they're there. Okay, next up we have David Lynch's Eraserhead. This is coming in at spine number 725. And I'm a little bit worried that they're going to announce a 4K of this before too long, and then I'll already have to upgrade it. But the film itself is a classic. If you've never seen Eraserhead and you're into experimental films, if you're into Lynch's other films, or if you're into art house film in general, this is pretty much essential, and was made on a micro budget almost entirely by himself when David Lynch was in film school. Fans of H.R. Geiger might recognize some artistic inspiration that Lynch has called him out for. Up next is Wes Anderson's The Darjeeling Unlimited. This comes in at spine number 540. The plastic wrap is still on these and covering the numbers, so it's a little bit difficult for me. But this will complete our Wes Anderson Criterion collection. We have Isle of Dogs as well. We don't have the French Dispatch yet. But in terms of the Criterion editions, this is the last one before we needed to finish up his filmography. I haven't seen this one in particular yet. I see my man Adrian the Nose Brody stars. Yeah, I've seen probably most of Wes Anderson's films at this point. There's a few left that I need to see, but yeah, my partner and I really love this. Really love his films, so we're excited to dive into it. Next up is Riot and Cell Block 11, coming in at spine number 704. This is an old dual format edition, as you can see. So it's Blu-ray and DVD. So it will be going out of print whenever it sells out. This is a Paramount title, which is why I purchased it. After the 6 Paramount titles went out of print last year, I have been trying to get the rest of them as quickly as possible because I had to pay. Thankfully, my Barnes & Noble had them in stock, the ones that I didn't already have, so I didn't have to pay the resale price for it, but I did have to pay the full MSRP for it. This comes in as spine number 704. It's directed by Don Siegel. I have seen this film, and it is excellent. It's about a riot in a cell block. It's about a prison revolt. There's a lot of great commentary on it in terms of the prison industrial complex, punishment versus rehabilitation. It definitely feels as though it has leftist overtones. The leading performances are very good. I guess I need to rewatch it because it's been probably about a year now. Now that we have this, I'll be excited to dive in. Okay, and the last of the standard Blu-rays will be Regina King's One Night in Miami, coming in at spine number 1106. I did catch this on Amazon Prime to see if I wanted to get this now or later. I'm probably going to get it eventually, but I love to see more Black directors in the collection. I love to see more women represented in the collection. This film I had mixed feelings about. The first half of it feels a bit like social justice fan fiction, I guess, or historical fan fiction, and it comes off a bit hokey and a bit stagey. But once the real drama, the dramatic elements set in, it becomes much more interesting, much more digestible, I guess. No, not digestible. It becomes a lot more compelling in the second half. And the performances are all very impressive. And I'm excited to hear Regina King talk about it because this is the sort of film that had me going down like 6 different Wikipedia articles to try to contextualize it and learn about it as much as possible. So that's always good. So as much as I can learn about it as possible, I'll be excited to finish that sentence in a way that makes sense. Anyway, that's One Night in Miami. And the final selection for my flash sale haul that I'm very excited about is this box set. 3 Silent Classics by Joseph von Sternberg. Now, Joseph von Sternberg is mostly known for his collaborations with Marlene Dietrich, who is possibly my favorite actor of all time. I have watched everything in the Criterion box for that set. There is a Marlene Dietrich Sternberg set. I watched everything from it on the Criterion channel. I don't own it, but I do own, let me grab this. I do own this beautiful set from Indicator, Marlene Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg at Paramount, 1930 to 1935. These are the films that are included if you want to pause and look at that. But going through this set and these films and the supplements, at least on the Criterion edition, was one of the most rewarding and fulfilling experiences I've had in my cinema journey. So, especially since this is another Paramount title, as I mentioned earlier, and I want to make sure to get all of those. I am really excited to dive into this. I'm actually reading a biography on Marlene Dietrich right now, and since her collaboration with Sternberg is so important to her story, a lot of these films have actually been named in the book and I'm excited to contextualize them with an actual viewing. Just for posterity, the films included are Underworld, The Last Command, and The Docks of New York. Spine numbers 529, 530, and 531, respectively. I don't remember his name, but the director for Drive My Car recently did a Criterion Top 10, and this was included, so that was just more incentive for me to pick this up. So I'm really excited to dive into this. Not as big of a haul as I wanted. I always have a wish list a miles long. But my money's been a little bit tight right now, so I couldn't go as fully off the wall as I hoped. I did have a $50 gift card from the rewards program and a $10 coupon from my Citizen Kane replacement disc, so that was a nice discount. But that's all from me. If you have any thoughts or any questions, I would love to read them in the comments below. If you have any feedback for me, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm very new at this, but I'd like to make a go of it. So yeah, I'll take any feedback, any comments. Constructive criticism is appreciated. Being mean to me is also appreciated because you took the time to comment. So good evening. I love you all, and I hope you have an amazing day.